January. Welcome to Arsenal versus Luton match preview. It's going to be a quick one today because it is just me. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. What are we doing on Tuesday? Obviously, the match is tomorrow, 7:30. Obviously, I will be doing a watch along, as you all know. So yeah, Luton tomorrow night. After the City performance, we need to see a better attacking performance, which I'm sure we will. It was a chess game on Sunday. It was a horrendous game. If you're a neutral, I'm sure it was absolutely awful to watch. It wasn't much greater for me, if I'm honest. As everyone knows, I don't do City watch-alongs anymore. I just don't like them. I like to be entertained when I watch my football. That was not entertainment. But obviously, because it was Arsenal, I was going to watch it. But yeah, it's Luton. Look, we're going to get into Luton because they're having issues themselves. Obviously, they're struggling in the league. You know, they're fighting relegation at the moment. But their team is severely depleted, and I mean severely depleted. It's crazy how many injuries they've got, doubts they've got. And big up to Chris Hart that's come in and already said, sadly, we hatters will have no chance. We hardly have 11 fit players, at least 13 out injured, could be double figures. It's a point. It's a point, which is I was going to get into. Obviously, Chris is probably a Luton fan, so big up to Chris for jumping in the comments and putting something in there. You would have us as extremely high favourites. Now, this is the type of game that you have to show cojones with, like we have done in previous games against what we could call as a weakened team. We've destroyed them, and I'm kind of expecting that again. And yeah, I don't see anything more than an Arsenal win tomorrow night. If for whatever reason we drew, I would be looking at ourselves, only us. Luton would have deserved the point if they get the point, but we've done something wrong if we haven't beaten Luton tomorrow night. So yeah, big up to Mr. Watch. Hope you're doing well, my friend. What's his name? I don't know if you've seen it, mate, but you probably have. Parker, Joseph Parker. Have you seen his calling out video for Dylan White? I absolutely think it's hilarious, but I'm wondering how much backlash you might get for that because I think it's brilliant. If these are the new call out videos, I'm all up for it because that was hilarious. But yeah. I don't know if you've seen it though, but it is so good. Luton got injuries too, from what I've seen, but they will give it a go. But Arsenal too strong all over the pitch. Yeah, Arsenal have got zero doubts. Obviously, Timber's out, as we all know. But yeah, Luton are doomed. In terms, I'll get into the injury list. It's massive, which is actually why I've changed the challenge. The challenge has been changed specifically for today because Luton have got so many players out. I didn't feel it was fair if anyone was going to join me to have to go through that. So I've done a retro challenge. You'll see the teams later. I felt that was fairer because this is hard. Luton would have been tough anyway, but to have half the team out as well would have been even harder. So I was trying to be fair. Yeah, it's just so good. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, please do. What's his name? Is it Joseph Parker, Chris? If you haven't checked it out, please do because it is so funny. It's the best calling out video I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was a joke at first. I really did think it was a joke. I thought it was all done like computer wise, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait to see what Dylan White does back. To be fair, Josie, yeah, cheers, mate. I had a feeling it was Josie. I'm not a huge boxing fan, but it came up. It was Frank Warren's. Yeah, that's how I saw it was through Frank Warren. So, yeah, I just thought it was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, let's get into form guide. Now, normally I do previous fixtures as well, but Luton have only played us once since the Premier League started. So We beat them 4-3 in the previous fixture. So there we go. That's that done. I didn't need to do a slide on that, but we did need to do a slide on form. So quickly cover Arsenal. Obviously, we drew 0-0 with Man City at the weekend. According to a lot of people, that was a horrible result for us. Don't know how. But anyway, we move on. Then we beat Brighton. No, we didn't beat Brighton. We beat Brentford. That's just me. I'm sorry. I'm one head in already in the future with games here. Sheffield United would beat them 6-0. Newcastle beat them 4-1. And we beat Burnley 5-0. Tottenham beat Luton 2-1. That was not as easy as Tottenham made it, that's for certain. Drew 1-1 against Forest, lost 4-3 to Bournemouth. Drew 1-1 away to Crystal Palace and beat Aston Villa. No, they didn't beat Aston Villa. They lost to Aston Villa. Honestly, I've had a nightmare when it comes to these slides today. Anyway, right, let's move on with positions. Position for Arsenal is obviously second, 120, drawn 5, lost 4. Average goals scored 2.41, 0.83 average goals conceded, 12 clean sheets, 2.1 chances created. Luton are in 18th, 1-5, drawn 7, lost 18. Average goals scored is 1.43, average goals conceded 2.07, just 2 clean sheets. Chances created is 1.33 per game. So, yeah, you can kind of, I wouldn't say they're doing awfully, but their defence, even though some of them are quite good players, they're just, they're getting turned over sometimes quite easily. And I do love their grit, though. That's something I do love about these guys. These are the only teams I actually would like to stay up. I think Luton have been brilliant this season. They show so much fight on the pitch. Absolutely love them. Injury list. Timber is out for us. Right, Luton. Okay, Adebayo, Anderson, Bell, Brown, Lockyer, Nakamba, Ogbene, Potts, Lakonga, all out. Osho, Burke, Chung, Doughty are all doubts. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out for doubts. So yeah, 13 players. Absolutely mental. Mate, I've had a bear. I can't believe I did that. But yeah, I'm glad I know in my head. But obviously when I'm typing it, I'm obviously just, I'm obviously one eye in the future. But yeah, so that's the injury list. But let's get into my 5 to watch for tomorrow's game. It wasn't that easy, to be fair. I was hoping for a little bit easier, but I've managed to do it. Okay, we're going to start with Ross Barkley. Personally, I think he's been absolutely fantastic. I honestly do think that. I think he's been brilliant. Every game I've watched him, I think he's been absolutely brilliant. I personally would forget about Henderson and just shove Barkley in there as a wild card in the England squad, because I just think he's something different at the moment. He is the player that we all expected him to be when he was at Everton, and he then got his move. I expected him to just push on. Never did. Now he's showing what I thought there was about him. But yeah, he would be my wild card, if I'm honest, for the Euros, because I think he's brilliant. Jordan Clark, hard-working midfielder. Like I said, this is not the easiest five to watch I've had to do, because most of the team is missing. But Jordan Clark is a hard-working midfielder. So, unless that's Luton, that is pretty much what you could put on the tin of Luton Town FC. Hard-working club, and I like that. Colton Morris wasn't easy for me to put in, I have to be honest, after playing at Norwich. However, he's been a nightmare for some defences, and that's what it is. It's about his brute strength. He's not the greatest striker in the world, but his brute strength causes issues, and that's what I like about him. So yeah, I've had to put him in there, as much as I hated to do it, because for obvious reasons, he's an ex-Norwich player. Andros Townsend, again, that wasn't easy to do. But the reason I've put him in here is because he's ex-Tottenham. He will be playing at the Emirates, and I'm sure that little bit of Tottenham DNA that's still in him, will love to get a result at the Emirates. So I've had to put him in there because I've got a feeling that he will probably cause us a little bit of a problem, but we'll see. It's a Kabori. Now, I get so many people don't like him. I actually think he's very good. I think he's got the talent to get better and better, at, in the right club and the right coaches and stuff. I think he cost 5 million from Man City. But I think he's got the talent to be a very, very dangerous right wing back at some point. I think he's shown glimpses of it. He does have some horror shows, but he's got the ability to get there, in my opinion. But yeah, so there are my 5 to watch. Right, what's big up to Mr. Fulbrook. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I subscribe to a Luton channel who's live as well. Known him for years. T-Boys TV. Yeah, they're dreading it. Oh God, yeah, I can imagine that they would be. But as an Arsenal fan, I'm dreading it for the fallout if we were to draw, because I can imagine what it would be. I expect to beat them very comfortably, 3-4-0, something like that. But I can just imagine if we scraped past them like Tottenham did at the weekend, the fans would start going, Some would go, 3 points are 3 points, which I get. But the performance cannot drop. We cannot have some woeful performances now and then. We have to be strong every single game we play. I see it from Arsenal fans. You don't want a Southampton from last season. There you go. See, Chris gets it. This is why I love Chris. He gets me. Yeah, I don't. You just don't. You just do not want it. I'm one of those that I wasn't happy with the performance on Sunday, but I get it and I take the point. But the performance was crap. There's no other way of saying it. It was crap. Forward-wise, non-existent. Defensively, rock solid. But I like some flair in my teams. I like some flair in the games I watch. That was a horrendous performance. Like for both sides, even City were crap. And I have no issue saying that anyway, but they were. But yeah. Right, so let's go move on to the battles. What have I done here? My God, I'm having oh no, sorry. I was having a nightmare then. I saw Declan Rice and I saw Kaminsky. Anyway, Declan Rice, Ross Barkley are the bouncers of our 2 squads. Right, total duels 1 for Declan Rice is 4.1. 6.6 for Ross Barkley. That just shows how good he's been. That is an impressive stat. I think Rodri was on like 6. Rodri's probably the best DM or midfielder there is in the Premier League. I don't think there's much of an argument there. But Ross Barkley's on 6.6. Yes, he probably has more to do in the midfield, but to actually win them is impressive. And he wins 54% of them. Declan Rice wins 52. I think Rodri was on 60. I think 60%. I think he wins. But Ross Barkley's on 54. That's impressive. Passing actually is 84. It's a little bit below I would want. 85 is the minimum for me. 91 for Deck. Right. The last line of defense. Now, this is passing actually. So 71% of David Raya's passing is accurate, which is impressive. It's getting better. It was on 63 a couple of weeks ago. It's got up to 71 now. So Raya's improving with the passing distribution. Kaminsky's 53. Yeah, just not good enough at all. Saves per game is 1.5 for David Raya. Obviously, Kaminsky's going to face way more, 3.8, but does save 65% of them. So he's doing well. He has actually prevented 0.47 goals. Obviously, David Raya has cost us 2.19 goals, which is fine. These mistakes happen. I'd rather there wasn't any mistakes at all, but mistakes happen, and that's fine. Right, the icing on the top. Obviously, Saka is our top goal scorer with 13. Colton Morris is theirs with 8. Shots per game for Colton Morris is 1.8. Goal conversion is 15%. Saka's on 16% with 2.9 shots per game. The Magic Maker, this is our leading assist. Now, Doughty is Luton's top assist player, but because he's a doubt, I haven't included his stats because I didn't feel it was fair, just in case he doesn't play. Ross Blakey is next with 4 assists. I think Doubt is on 7, if I remember correctly. He's got 4 assists, 2.43 expected assists. Saka 8 assists with 9.20 XA. Passing accuracy for Saka is 75%. Passing accuracy for Barkley is 77%, and that is in the opponent's half. That's the important part because obviously you don't want to lose the ball there. You want to. God, I've just seen Mr. Munsey in this chat. That's what it is. Right. Let's see what the people have been saying. Let's take that off before we get into everyone's teams. Let's be honest, Bobby, both teams were crap. They were, mate. 100%. It was an awful game. I hated it. I expect demolition jobs from both us in midweek. I'm super confident. I rate Luton higher than Sheffield United. Yeah. If I'm being honest, I think I'm not doing this to, say that your 3 points is guaranteed. But out of the two, I'd rather face Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United are a mess. For me, they're already down. Luton, I think I could still see a bit of fighting spirit in them, and that's good. Also foul is Elijah Adebayo, mid-striker. I'll be honest, that is not happening today. It is a retro challenge, so it is a game from our history that I have selected. So, yeah, there will be no auto fouls with the players of today's teams, that's for certain. Arsenal auto foul is, of course, Nketiah. It's always bloody Cedric, I tell you. Barkley against Partey and Rice. Good luck. I'll be honest, I don't know what he's going to do tomorrow, midfield wise. Now, I think I'm not 100% sure. 17 squads we've got today, so I will quickly run through them and score them as quick as I can. But yeah, 17 squads, and a lot of people have gone for a lot of different options, and I like that. I do like that. Cedric is the one to watch out for. Yeah, the one to just it's crap. It's crap. I can't wait for him to leave, mate. Munsey, let's go Luton. Cheers, Muns, love you. Barkley looks good in Luton midfield. Bit. Who else is there? Same as Tony stands out in bad team. To be honest, no one really. Lukonga's been pretty decent. Osho's been all right. Obviously, he's a doubt, I think, or out. But yeah, it's their team spirit I like, and that's what makes them interesting. And Munsey's put it. Chong's been all right, So, and to be fair, Chong did really well in Championship with Birmingham. So, thank you very much, mate. Yes, it's AC Milan. It's AC Milan. Big up to Mama Flossie. Hope you're doing well, Mama Flossie. Chong is on fire. We need to rotate and win. I think that's what a lot of people have done today. They've gone for a lot of different options. So it'd be interesting to see. What I would say is maximum score any of my squads will get is an 8. I am very harsh. So maximum score you'll get is an 8. And that's just because of our squad depth. Literally the only reason. Right, let's get into everyone's teams and let's get in with it. Didn't have time to have a drink. Anyway, let's start off with the first team. So this is Florence, Anthony, Mehmet, Mark, Hugo, and Matt. Right, so they have gone for Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Jesus, Martinelli, and Havertz. And like I said, the highest anyone's going to get is an 8, and I've got 0 issues with that. I think Partey needs to start because we need to get some minutes in him. If it's going to be important for the rest of the season, we need to get in minutes now. So for me, Partey, then that team gets an 8. Right, let's move on to Paul, Romain, Steve, Juliet, and Dominic. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Jesus, and Nketiah. I don't see an issue with it, I'll be honest, even with Nketiah up front. We need, Nketiah could be an important person. He could get us a couple of goals. I don't know. I know he will be sold this summer. But again, we do need to rotate. Okay, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to go 7, and it's mainly because I can see Saka on there. I have 0 issues with rotation, but for me, the one person that needs to be rested right now is Saka. So with the Nketiah in there as well, yeah, it's going to not. I'll put it down to 7. That one. Like I said, I'm very harsh. Right, Mohamed. I don't know if that was a little moment that came out, but I can already see who was at left back. So let's just say I'm already getting the 7 here. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, Jesus. Yeah, 7 because of the Zinchenko. I literally have no reason why he should be at left back because he can't be a left back. Carlos, Andrew, Stewart, Nicholas, and Mikal. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard. Yeah, I've got no issues with that. I would rather have Saka rested, but yeah, I can't be too hard on that one. So that's going to get an 8. Jack, Tolly, Robert, Kelly, Claire, and Nix, aka Geeks. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Trossard, Jesus, and Havertz. Easy an 8. Love it. Matt H. Patrick, John, Jonas, Tom, Gumza, and Brezzy have gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Jesus, Trossard, and Havertz. Can't see there being an issue. Oh no, Zinchenko. I've just noticed it. Right, 7. Sorry, you have to be knocked down if you put City in there. Sean, Susanna, Lee, and Mark A. Find them on my list. There we go. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Jorginho, Rice, Fabio Vieira, Nelson, Jesus, Havertz. I actually have no issues with that whatsoever. You're resting Odegaard. That's important. You're resting Saka. That's important. Putting out Nelson. I think Nelson can do a job if I'm honest. Yeah, I have no issues with that. That's an 8. Love it. AO, Ben, and James H. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, Jesus, and Havertz. No issues. That's an 8. Easy. These are nice ones. These one. Let's have a look. Jordan, Luke H, and Ken have gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Rice, Fabio Vieira, Saka, Nelson, Havertz. Yeah. Yes, that's going to be an 8 as well. I was in an RM 7 just because if you're gonna rest Martinelli, you might as well rest Saka because Martinelli needs less of a rest than what Saka does. But yeah, I'll stick with that one. Tristan and Karoon have gone with Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Nelson, Martinelli, and Havertz. That's an easy 8. Brilliant. People have done really well here. Sam, Karen, Tom W, and DWTT have gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Jesus, Trossard, and Havertz. 8. Not a problem there. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Havertz for Tim, Chris, Albert, Liam, TJ, and Luke. Yep. 8. No issues with that one. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Okay, Will, Miguel, and G Talks have gone with Rayo, Tomiyasu at right back, Saliba, Gabriel, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Jesus, Smith Rowe, and Havertz. Okay. Okay, I have no issues with Smith Rowe on the left. No issues with Jesus on the right. But what I do have an issue with is Tomiyasu then behind him. So that's a whole different right side. That one concerns me a little bit. Zinchenko is obviously put down to a 7. Tomiyasu can do a job, but it's a new combination. 6. Sorry, it's the unknown. I don't like it. Takahiro, Perry, John, the silver one, and Brenny K have gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Jesus, Martinelli, and Havertz. 8. Not an issue with that one. What else we got? We've got Moss. Moss has gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Trossard, Martinelli, and Havertz. 8. Ty has gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Havertz. 8. And there is one more. Now I can't remember. See this one I have issues with. Right. So James has gone with Raya, Tomiyasu, Kivior with Gabriel. So there's a whole new right side. Sinchenko, that's already down to a 7. Partey, Fabio Vieira, Odegaard, Trossard, Martinelli, Jesus. Got to be a 6. It's too much change. I'm sure we can handle it, and I'm sure it'll be fine. But Luton are not going to be that easy. So yeah, I have to be honest with myself and think that's a little bit too much. Right, let's quickly get into the comments. Sorry, you have been. Let's have a look. I've just seen some messages that made me laugh. I'll get to them though. We could play Merson and win. True. Barkley being one of the midfielders of the season, he struggles before joining Luton, had to play more defensively in midfield too, not played natural CM role, 100%. He's very versatile midfielder, which is another reason why I like Ross Barkley. He was someone I liked at Everton. I had no issues with him. I was hoping for great things for him, but it just didn't happen, unfortunately. Probably very picky. Can you imagine him at Christmas? I don't want that. I am very picky. I'm a very harsh judge. I have to start. If we had a number 9, if we had a very good left back, I would be on 10s and then marking it down from then. But we don't have a proper left back. We have Kivior that's doing a very good job. Tomiyasu does a very good job. And then we have Sinchenko who does very well at marking the corner flag. That's it. If we had Timber in, that would then knock it up to 9. We don't have a striker until the summer. So, yeah, that's just, I think, the best way I can score it myself. I just feel more comfortable that way. So, yeah. Arsenal lineup be interesting. I expect some changes with you going to Brighton away that weekend, but goal difference up for grabs. Yeah. I've got a premonition of like 2 changes. That's what I'm kind of expecting. 2 changes at most for me. My team. Cedric in goal, Tommy, Saliba, Kivior, City, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, and Trossard. Oh my god. Oh god. If you're being serious with Cedric in goal, it's a 0. Other than that, it's going to have to be a 6. I have to go with what I have to be honest with. The Tommy, who would you be having on the right? Havertz or Jesus or even Trossard? Some people put Trossard out on the right as well. I don't like the combination of 2 new people there. 1 person would be fine. 2, slightly worrying for me. If we drop Saka, the only option for me, big up to Luke, sorry mate. The only option for me is Jesus or Reece. Playing Reece is too much of a drop in level, and Jesus, I am not sure, can play 2 games in a week. Saka has to suck it up and play, in my opinion. I'm sure he will, mate. I'm sure he will. I know a lot of people have rested Saka, and I get it because we've got Brighton on the weekend. For me, I've seen enough glimpses. It doesn't happen very often, and I wish it happened a bit more because I'd feel a bit more reassured with it. But I've seen enough from Nelson to say that there could possibly be something there. But it's still a question mark. I'm not 100% sure of it. But there's sometimes I just see a bit of glimpse in something special in Nelson. But I think it's becoming a bit too late, if I'm honest, long term. Sheffield United have had leads in last 3 matches, but didn't hold on. Not as bad as results show. Yeah, but they are weak. They are weak. I said this last summer. They are the team I expected to do a lot more. If anything, they actually weaken their team and strengthening an opponent. I thought that was very strange. Sanderberg going to Burnley was a very strange decision. Their striker left as well. Can't remember where he went. It was a very strange window, in my opinion, at Sheffield United. It wasn't a team that you feel, oh, they've actually come up and they're going for it. They're like, yeah, it was very weird. Tonight's prediction: West Ham 6, Tottenham 0. Yes, they are playing. It's why I'm going to try and wrap this up as quick as I can as well, because I want to watch the game tonight, if I'm honest as well. Sheffield United were playing teams with nothing to play for except Wolves, but Wolves don't tend to score many. You lot smashed them 6-0. Could have been more. Yeah. Didn't know Ty from AFT was doing Arsenal lineups. I'll be honest. It's a friend of Brenny's. Now I need to speak to Brenny about who Ty is because I have no idea who Ty is. I will let people know if it is anyone we know because I have no idea who Ty is. I'll be honest. Big up to Sparks TV. Who's you number 9? Oh, okay. Well, most of our number 9s. So I think with most of our number 9s were Havertz. And then we've got Jesus in a couple of lineups, and Nketiah, Trossard. But yeah, most of them. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 lineups all went for Havertz up front, which makes sense. Look, he was isolated on Sunday, so I'm going to have no issues like with Havertz playing tomorrow. He was isolated. They were literally cut off our supply. So, yeah. Barkley was so scapegoated at Chelsea. Raya in goal. Ramsdale up front. Saka will start and take him off as soon as possible. Ramsdale is more of a midfielder. Fair point. And that's it. Thank you, mate. I knew you'd know. Thank you. Ty is the most blinkered Arsenal fan ever. Okay, I'll answer that in a minute then. I would start party against Luton. There were moments in the City game where you could just see how important it can be for this run in. He needs to prove it. He needs to prove it now and not pick up stupid injuries. I won't get into it too much, but there are stupid injuries that he picks up, not football related. I meant to get out. Oh, right. Well, currently it's down to 5 now. There are 5 strikers that we are looking at. They are being heavily scouted because discussions have taken place and they've all been positive so far. So now it's 5 heavy scouting missions for 5 different strikers. And we'll see. I'll be honest, I have no idea right now. I wouldn't put money on it. I really wouldn't. And you know me, I normally have an inkling. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue who we'll get. I have no issues with the ones that are being mentioned. I think there's probably my favourites and then there's my least favourites, but I have no issues with any of them because of the style that we're trying to play. I think they suited. So, yeah, I'll be quite looking forward to it. And Dyer will be thinking, thank Lord, made that decision. 100%, mate. I'll be honest, though. I don't know about you, Chris. I watched him at League. Wasn't that impressed by him. I was surprised Marseille came in for him because I personally wasn't that impressed. I was like, yeah, he's all right. But, yeah. Surely we did a number on Monaco with the I start party, then at least we know he will be only 8 matches at the end. Who is your favourite? My favourite to join us is Gyökeres. That's who I would like. I don't think we'll get him. Only be, and it sounds weird because I put it in the WhatsApp this morning. Is the Italian clubs are more likely to get him, which seems weird because Premier League's the best league in the world and all that rubbish. But for some reason, some players just don't want to play in the Premier League. I don't know why. I'll be honest, I don't know why. But I would personally like Gyökeres, but I honestly do not know right now. Have it on forward that we are signing. Oh, Temmie, why did you do this to me? I really do love your comments. I love when you do Galiba and all that stuff. But when you put Cedric and Chu Young, oh, my word. We will get him if we want him. I want him to. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. when it with Gyökeres, with the other players, I don't want to mention a couple, but with the other players, they are very tempted to come to the Premier League. Gyökeres, there's a feeling, I don't know where it's coming from. There's a feeling in the team, his team around him, that he would rather go to Italy. I don't know why. I don't know why. I honestly don't know. I personally wouldn't want to play in Italy, but that's just me. Harry Kane coming home to his proper club. I wouldn't be that surprised if Harry Kane is sold this summer. Bayern Munich are an interesting club, I'll be honest. Yeah. I think because obviously Tuchel's leaving, they don't actually know who they're getting. And I was thinking it, and I think I mentioned it on a stream I did a couple of days ago. I'll be honest, I don't know who they could get. Because there's no one out there that goes, oh, yeah, that will change. Look, I'm a Bundesliga fan. I love the Bundesliga. I just don't know who they could get that could change him. There's so many issues in the dressing room with people with massive egos, and that some of them need to be sorted out, if I'm honest. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Be interesting what happens at Bayern Munich, because Kimmich will not sign a new deal until he knows who's coming in. So yeah, it's interesting. Didn't score many for Sheffield United either, but apparently Marseille fans hate him. That's a shame. Yeah, so there we go. Sparks, why are you doing this to me? Italy is easier. Too much coverage of the Premier League if they fail. It's a valid point, to be honest. I honestly just don't get it. If I was a football player playing at that elite level, I'd only want to play in the Premier League. If a Premier League was calling for me, I'd want to go there. I wouldn't want to go to Italy. Yeah. Wouldn't that be something other than so? Yeah, jeez. That would be amazing. And probably worth. No one's ever that bad, I promise. Stay away from De Zerbi. He's starting to have an ego. Sorry, De Zerbi, I'll pipe down. You got Europe, but got knocked out, and De Zerbi did this at previous clubs. Yeah, well, De Zerbi's not the favourite at Liverpool. There's supposedly, I don't know how true it is, Chris, supposedly there is meant to be a front runner. I think it should be announced within the next couple of weeks. So let's have a look. Stage fright's not possible. I just don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to guess it's going to be one of our first signings as well. I think we might sign a fullback first, of a mediocre fee. But yeah, I think the striker will be the main signing for me this summer. So yeah, you think De Zerbi was just picking off Potter's work? It happens, mate. I'll be honest, because I think that's what happened with Tuchel at Dortmund. Klopp's hard work. Tuchel come in, got some plaudits, but for me, he didn't really do much. Hopefully, Amaran, apparently we're going to start talks. Keep an eye out, mate. All I'd say in the next 2 or 3 weeks, there should be some bigger news regarding it. I put in for the Liverpool job. Wish me luck for getting him relegated. Big up to Mr. Fallbrook. To Chelsea too. Yeah. This is another thing. It's just, honestly, I don't rate Tuchel. I don't know how he's got the jobs he's got. Anyway, let's get into the challenge. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, so for people that are not new to it, well, are new to this, right? So this is what happens. You go with a home formation. So thankfully, it is Arsenal for people that are unaware. So you go for the present day formation. These team lineups were from a game in August 1991. Arsenal won 2-0. You have to pick 5 from Luton, 6 from Arsenal. We have to fit them all in that formation. And normally, someone takes part in it. However, hasn't happened and won't happen this weekend. I won't be taking part. I'll just be scoring it. So I feel it would be unfair if I was to score, was to take part as well. So the starting lineups for Arsenal were as follows: Seaman, Dixon, Adams, Linnigan, Winterburn, Thomas, Rocastle, Davies, Merson, Limpart, and Smith. For Luton, it was Chamberlain, Beaumont, Peake, Roger, Dreyer, McDonough, Priest, Kingsley Black, Pembridge, Gray, and Steen. On the subs bench that they used Johnson and Farrell. Right, so we've had 2 Arsenal competitors and 2 Luton competitors taking part in this challenge. So this is where I then score. Now, everyone knows there's I call it a auto fail. Other people call it other things now. There is a nickname for it. But normally with the retro, it's very rare there is an actual booby. But tell you what's the before the game. This was just before the Premier League was started. Yeah, like I said, we've never actually played Luton before the 4-3 win. We never played Luton in the Premier League before, so this is from a long time ago. I always believed that I should only do games from periods I have actually seen. So I've seen the players, so I know who they are. Gumza is very well known for doing howlers, isn't he? But I promise there won't be any howlers. Amarin will take Diamonda and Gyökeres to Liverpool. It says Temi. Let's have a look. I think Amarin only takes it. Yeah, for me, Inacio is the only person that follows Amarin for me. Brian Steen, and I'm guessing that's Mark Pembridge. Yes, well done, mate. Yeah, Brian Steen was a good striker, to be fair. I've only watched old clips of both sides. Don't worry, mate. Honestly, I know this is going to be really tricky for a lot of people. But my trusted PB has taken part in this. He is working tonight, so he couldn't do it live, but he has already done it. So we're going to get into their teams. Right. So Luke will enjoy this because you'll get to see the old badges, because I always like to get the badges from the era. It just makes it look better. Right. So Brenny has gone with Chamberlain in goal, Dixon, Adams, Beaumont, Dreyer. We got McDonough, Pembridge, Rocastle, Limpart, Merson, and Smith. That's a good team. Obviously, I can't score it highly because of the issue with the quality of Luton, to be honest. So I think the highest score I'm going to give anyone is a 9. I think that's the best way I could do it. So Brenny is going to get a 9. I think that's a very good team from Bren. Stuart has also taken part on the Arsenal side. Seaman, Dixon, Peake, Adams, Winterburn, Pembridge, Rocastle, Priest, Merson, Kingsley Black, and Stein. I think that's bloody awesome, to be honest. The fact that he's managed to get a very good, strong Arsenal defence, a good midfield, because Mark Pembridge is a very good midfielder. David Priest, I think his name David Priest, he was a good midfielder. Rocastle, we all know how good Rocastle was. Merson, Kingsley Black was a decent winger, and Brian Steiner was a very good striker. Right, let's move on to the Luton Town representative. So we've got Graham first. He went for Chamberlain, Dixon, Adams, Johnson, Winterburn, Davies, Pembridge, Priest, Merson, Limpart, Steen. No issues with that. That's a 9. And team chosen by Mark was Chamberlain, Dixon, Adams, Dreyer, Winterburn, Beaumont, Pembridge, Priest, Merson, Limpart, and Smith. Another 9. They were just brilliant. Some of these retro ones that I always believe that you should do ones from eras that you know. So I remember some of those players. Don't remember them all, but I remember some of them. And Luton, I believe, and if PB is still around, I'm pretty sure 3 years before this, maybe 4 years, they beat us in the Littlewoods final. So Luton weren't an awful team. They weren't great, but they weren't awful. So yeah, let's have a look. Big up to PB. Say, and to all of you, been a busy one today. Looking forward to tomorrow. Yes, so am I, mate. And Brenny hopefully will be joining us for the watch along tomorrow as well, so that should be fun. But yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff. Right, people, get your predictions in. If you're watching this on playback, please get your predictions in. I always write them down. I'm running out of space on my pad papers today because the amount of teams I got is ridiculous. So I wasn't expecting so many teams today. 17 in total. Absolutely mental. Predictions, right? For me, it's tough. I don't see a goal being conceded, so that's Luton 0. This is no disrespect to Luton. Whatever scoreline I go with is no disrespect to Luton because I do think they'll put a good fight up. I'm going to go with 4-0. Not because I think Luton are rubbish. I just think that's how we'll do it. Right. Demi's going for a 5-2. Hang on. Hang on. Right, hang on. Right, I'm going to put Luke's down first because Luke's is 3-1. Thank you, Luke. Definitely be on tomorrow. Day off work. Excellent stuff. I'll be looking forward to that. Right. I've got Chris's. Chris has also taken part in the challenge as well. But by looks of it, it's going to look like going to get a 9, mate. So, but Temmie's gone with a 5-2 late Smith Rowe goal, but Luton score from set pieces. That is a very valid point. They are extremely dangerous set pieces. So Nicholas has to do his homework for this game to make sure we do not concede any set pieces, and also hurt them from set pieces as well because they're quite a tall team. But yeah, so yeah, that's quite a very valid point there, Tammy. But I'm going to put it there because he's put it there anyway. Brenny's gone with 3-0. Chris has gone with 3-0. We've got any more? Arsenal winning, my prediction. Yeah, they do. I'll put it down though, mate. Let's have a look at Chris's team. So, Chris, big up to you, mate, because obviously it was way before your time. Seaman, Dixon, Adams, Beaumont, Winterburn, Pembridge, McDonough, Rocastle, Merson, Black, and Steen. Awesome. 9. Easy. It's the best score you're going to get out of that type of retro. If it was 2 very good teams of the time, there would have been 10s. But I have to be honest, Luton weren't that great. Right, so what am I doing? So I will be back tomorrow. There will be a match reaction at some point. No idea when. Friday night, I'll be back with the Brighton preview. Then we've got a very busy weekend. Obviously, we've got Brighton game on Saturday night. Then we've got Rangers Celtic on Sunday. Then we've got Man United versus Liverpool on Sunday. So we've got loads of games coming up. But guys, really appreciate it. I have tried to wrap it up as quick as I can so we can go and watch West Ham beat. Is it West Ham beating? Who's playing tonight? Is it West Ham Tottenham? Or is it Aston Villa Tottenham? I've no idea. Whoever Tottenham are playing, I hope they beat them. But yeah, I'm going to go watch that game. So guys, speak to you later. See you all very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.